Good morning, everyone. It's Mel from Everything Marmy. I hope everybody's doing well. I had, just for disclosure's sake, I had filmed another video last night. And the problem with that was, I have an MRI coming up, and the hospital phones to confirm this appointment. However, I was filming and didn't have it on Do Not Disturb, and it cut my video out. And so I went to iMovie to try to link the two bits together, and it kept sending me back to settings. And from what I can tell, it wants me to change settings either to allow all my photographs to be allowed through AI or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, please. I'm not savvy. I'm not tech savvy. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I just couldn't do it. So I've done my Bible study this morning, and I've got to get my daughter soon, but she just finished calling me, and it's so wonderful, you guys, because in my last video that you guys didn't see, I put in my Hobonichi weeks, because that's what I was working on. I think it's in here. That I really wanted to see a rainbow. And it'd been raining, of course. But, I mean, sometimes you can't catch a rainbow, right? So we had seen one on Tuesday when we were delivering items to Value Village. I walked out my door this morning, you guys, and there was a rainbow. Like, ugh. So this is what I'd done on my last video. So you get the shortened version, basically. I was just trying to catch up to this week, fill in a bit of last week and some of the week before. It's a very nice mess. That's all it is. And I was like saying, how many hours sleep did I get? I might as well put that in there while I'm here, right? I think I got 6 hours, which is pretty good. Really good. It's the 19th today. It's Friday the 19th of December. I can't believe it, but it is. And yeah, I think I'm picking her up at 11 a.m. There's so much, you guys, I have not done yet. I can't even tell you. But mostly, it's not like to do with the holidays, ironically. It's to do with, and I'm just moving my books out of the way because I have bags and books and, good Lord, like stuff absolutely everywhere. And I'm almost afraid to move it because then I'll forget where it is. I've got art books and like, yeah, I'm telling you too much. So in this video anyway, apart from doing this, what else did I do? Oh yeah, I was telling you guys that, by the way, if you got little ones running around, just make sure they're not looking at your TV screen or whatever. But I'd found these stickers, these adult stickers, and yeah, I actually used one for yesterday because like it was just that kind of a day. And I just put in this plastic envelope the Sweet Quiet Designs, the 2 Decembers, and also these Bonjour Cochen version 2. Don't know where I got them from, but they were like, the sticker came out of there and a couple of other ones, really cute ones, so I put them in there. And that was pretty much it. Like, oh, I was showing you just a quick summary. I was showing you also in my Hobonichi Cousin Avec that, I'll take those out for the moment, that I just added some more stuff. I added like this here, which I don't think that's going to stay down without magic tape. magic tape, real tape, because washi tape doesn't want to hold it down. Okay, so that'll hold it down. I put in these cards from Bella Casa. If you want to know where they're from, just let me know, because I'll probably forget to put it in to the description. I've been really terrible. I was just decorating. I still haven't filled this out. Here's another, Whimsical Letter Club. Yeah, that's what it's called. And you see all these pages have like these kind of crude paintings. This is a very experimental Hobonichi book. Like probably out of every Hobonichi book. Oh yeah, and I put this card here that was on my house book, because the house book essentially is for my daughter in case of emergency, if you know what I mean. So I took the card off and I put it here in December, and I thought because it's so vintage, and then I thought maybe I'll just put like December memories in here, because throughout this book it's very, very experimental. This whole book is so different from last year's, and I think I'll do a video on that alone, just showing you the difference between how my brain was working last year to how it was working this year, and how fragmented I seem to be this year, although ironically it looks fragmented, but there's clarity in that for me. So I did, I think, just put, yeah, because here we are. This is the week we are. But my weeks, and this is where I have a problem. Like, I just have the same appointments. No, that's November. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty much the same appointments all the time. So there's December. There's December, same appointments. And, okay, here we are here. So again, like I can do this here in week 51, but it's going to be the same as this. So I was thinking maybe a journal or something else, and then like boom, there's week 52 and right into July, because this was the Avec. So after that, what else did I do? I have put other paints down. Now these paints that I put down before were a student grade paint. These weren't. I can tell off the bat these weren't, but some of them were. I can tell just by how murky they look. Let's see. And I love this paper. I love experimenting on it and painting on it. And yeah, we did that together yesterday. I put that down. Maybe I'll put a piece of tape on that too. That September page is really bright. Like it's like poof in your face. And I've left it, whereas last year I kind of covered things like that up. I showed you that already. Okay, and then back here, the biggest change, I added more letters. Now I put this one on the end of October. It's December, because I'm not really a end of October celebrator. But I like these little letters, so I put them in here, and then here is the, let's clip this down, because this book, like, this book, being a half a year, what is it doing here? I don't know what it's done. Obviously, when I folded the book, and I did fold the book to do something this morning in it, I mucked this part up. Can I fix it? Do I bother? again, you guys, like I just added nail polish because it's chipping and it's ugly, and I got a compliment on them yesterday, go figure, when I was buying birdseed. But I added like more today, so I'm just going to see if I can just chance it this way. I don't think it's not going to last the test of time, but just to hold it to kind of get through the next couple of days would be okay. I really ought to start working on my books. I was watching Nessie Plans. Nessie, if you don't know who I am, hello. She'll get warning or some sort of something that I've mentioned her. So yeah, I like how she decorates her stuff, and I like her channel very much. So if you don't know Nessie, you know, you should go over and visit. She often has like discount codes for stores and stuff. So like I was watching her do her books, and it was like, I don't know, just the way she does them is really nice. So I needed to put tape here, didn't I? Sorry, and I always throw that tape dispenser down. And you guys, like, even though I do long videos, and if you're new, please grab yourself something cozy to drink, like a tea or coffee or water or something, a snack, your breakfast, your lunch. I don't know when you're watching this. My apologies if that made any loud, disgusting noises, because I don't like that. So yeah, I have all these papers back here. I've done various different color schemes, tried various different things. This whole book seems to be like I'm probably going to pull that out at some point and keep it, because, like, why would I leave that in there when behind here, let's see what's behind here, yeah, is like my day. So, and then the vellum, and then more vellum, you know, so, like, it's chaotic at best. These large, I mean, look how, I think they're 3 inches. Yeah, they're huge washi tapes, but they're like beautiful. And then I was showing you this, I believe, I can't remember anymore, you guys, how I started my scripture plan, just so I can see how it's gonna work out for next year's book. So you'll see I did today's here. And then I also went back and did the 17th, which was like not very big at all. So now what I want to do is, there's so many pages in here. I want to find a place to use up some pages. And I think right here is good, because there's like a huge chunk. And I want to add some color. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment and show you a few things. So I have this box here, never used. I bought a couple of them, thinking my daughter would want to do it too. So you put your paints in here. Here are your palettes. You can mix them there. And then you close it up. And it's good to go. It's lightweight. It's portable. I love it. These brushes I bought a long time ago, and you know what, you guys? It's the case of don't use it, they're too nice. And with you today, I'm going to use it. Why? It's Christmas. Why not? So these Neptune brushes are from Princeton. There's the Aquarelle 3/4 inch. There's the round 4, round 12, and oval wash half. They're beautiful. Like, I look at them and I'm just like, wow. I'm used to pots of cheap brushes because I heard that the bigger the brush you paint with, the better you get at details. Now, you guys, I'm a pre-KK kind of artist here, okay? Don't expect miracles coming out of me from paintbrushes. However, I still like to express myself with paint. This is a very inexpensive flat brush, size 10. I have some round brushes in here, size 10. Spattering brushes. This one's actually not a cheap brush, but it came with a set. This is a 12. But you can tell the difference between an inexpensive brush and a brush that has some merit and weight. And usually I don't use good brushes, is the point. Because there's always that feeling, well, if I use this brush and I muck it up and yada yada. But I'm going to with you guys today. Usually you'd wash them because there's this little bit of a coating on them, but I just tend to do this with my fingers and take it off because you can run it underwater, but your fingers have oil on it, so it works the same way. Everybody's different, you guys, okay? So I respect everybody's right on how they do their art, and how I do my art is pretty much the way that I see it. And art is a very unique thing. And I encourage everybody to do something with art, whatever it is, even a box of Crayola crayons or cheap, like no-name crayons. You could do so much with that. It's amazing, actually. Now, for whatever reason, this has plastic here, which looks like it has to be ripped off or pulled off. I think it was to hold, like, the top in place, but watch, I'll end up poking myself because you've got to, but then if I do it this way, I might scratch the brush, you see? Not even sure why it's on there. So if I hear a knocking on the door while I'm doing this video, I'm simply going to ignore it. That's it. And I appreciate, you know, the comments I got. Yeah, I'm not going to get one of those doorbell lookers. I know better anyway not to answer the door. And you know what I was thinking about after too? Like, what if they'd come to my door and I was like working from home? And so many people do nowadays, right? Like, and you're working from home and you're on like a telephone call with somebody. I don't know, say I was a therapist. I'm not. I've been to therapy. I go to therapy. I'm not a therapist. But say I was, and say I was with a patient and the door went and they're hammering away at the door. Like times are different now. I'm not saying I like it, but okay, that's not gonna obviously come off. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking. So with those brushes and the palette here, I decided to pull out these guys here. Now, two of them are Daniel Smith watercolor. No, that's gouache, opera pink. Oh, so I guess the only one that's like watercolor is this yellow. And that's because it's really imperative you have a yellow in your palette. And I don't have a yellow gouache nearby. I'm sure I do somewhere, but I didn't see it. So I got a variety. This is an Arteza gray. So that's, let's go back to this one. This is it's a fairly like big one. Like this will do me the rest of my life. This 15 milliliter Daniel Smith. Unless I paint and paint and paint and paint and paint. This one, look at the size of this baby. This is a LeBlanc? No, Francis Burgess? Lefranc Burgess. Fine gouache in the Carmen. But it's 25 milliliters. Like, that's amazingly huge. So it's this color. And look at my nails, you guys. Like, that's one of my favorite colors. So then we have the Daniel Smith, Opera Pink. And obviously, like, anybody who paints knows that these colors here are not really light fast. I'm not that kind of an artist. And if you're painting with colors that aren't light fast, you just simply scan them and then sell the prints. That's what I would do if I was good enough. This is a deep green from Holbein. I love that. These two colors here are like some of my favorite colors. I mean, this is a little bit more brown than I like. Like, these are brown. They almost are identical. And if you look at my nails, there's a little bit more red in there. And then I have magenta, sorry, and this is also Holbein, 12 milliliters. This one is the Arteza in the, I want to say sage, yeah, sage green. I love sage green. So I got the gray and the sage green. Many of you remember way back when I got those. This is Winsor Newton white in the 14 milliliter. This one is the Holbein. This one's acrylic gouache, not watercolor gouache. Are they all? They're acrylic. That's acrylic. I know there's two kinds of acrylic anyway. This is also acrylic. So you either have your like watercolor gouache or your acrylic gouache, and I'm not sure really the difference, you guys, but so I've got this color and then this like beigey color and then a light green, and we're gonna swatch them. Now I'm tempted to swatch them in my art book and not my Hobonichi, but since I want to do like Planmas kind of in part, I haven't really been, but I've been showing up. I'm going to remove this from the case and I'm going to use this paper. Now, I just want to see how gouache is on the Tomoe River paper. And so what I'm going to do, the other thing I brought out as well is these colored pencils in this case. I think you guys remember these. They've got my block wings in them, which that was a total splurge. Like I said, you guys, the only one I'm responsible for is myself. I live alone. I don't have family here. I do have girls, and I have grandchildren. I care about them very much, and I help them as much as I can. But keep in mind that all of these that I've purchased have been over time and in art boxes and things like that. And you don't need any of this to be happy. In fact, like, I'll guarantee you, you will not find happiness in anything alive at all. Like, it just doesn't happen. I always find, my daughter and I were talking about this on the phone this morning, is that, let me just quickly count this before I begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 colors. So again, this book, I can get it out of the way. We were talking about stuff in general, because in essence I'm downsizing, right? How do I want to arrange the colors? I do it like, sorry, I'm just doing my funny way of like going around here. Then there's white, which I'll need a lot of, and then we'll go into, and then yellow, light green, sage, gray, and gray, like that. Will that work? Maybe. We're gonna do it. So I'm gonna roll up me sleeves. Yeah, we were talking about stuff, and she and I are like really similar in the way that we think about things and stuff and whatnot. And both of us love our vintage items, meaning that we've had them forever, you know. And yet we got sucked into buying all this crap that we end up just giving away, right? Like, and why do we do it? I don't know. Do you not know? So I'm just going to pause here and just tell you this for a second. Like, that amount of paint in here is going to last a long time. And look how much is left. It's crazy. Like crazy. I could share this with 100 people. And this one is like massive. I don't even know where I got it. It must have been part of a lot sale. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. Again, we have sirens. Oh, this one was really oily. And so I have to remember in the bigger size tubes to kind of massage them like that. But I didn't, so I'm not going to sweat it, but I will massage this one. Now this one's acrylic, so I don't think I have to with the acrylic ones, but the watercolor ones you do. And already I can tell the difference. Did you see? Like, that comes out almost like a really thick nail polish, whereas this one comes out like paint for sure. And it's funny because I have a bag full of old makeup and I'm dying. Like, here's a thought for anybody who doesn't have paints. Grab up your concealers, grab up your eye makeup, grab up your stuff, some cheap paintbrushes, and if you don't have paintbrushes, you can use anything, even your fingers, and use that for paint, because I've done it and it's fabulous. My middle daughter, when she was 14, did a whole study by using my old makeup, and I was absolutely blown away by what she could do with makeup in art. So yeah, you might not be able to wear it on your face or your body because it's been contaminated, and please don't. But doing it in art for sure is a way to extend the life of a product, and especially when you don't have like money for paints or anything, right? Like, and I like, maybe I'm like pushing the envelope when I keep talking about if you don't have money. Like, I'm not assuming people are poor, you guys. I'm just speaking to those that might catch me, like, that are my daughter's age, because it's hard out there. And I think most of us are living in a time where we do have to watch our money, and we have to, this one's really hard, so I don't know. Oh, it's still working. Yeah, we have to watch our money. Like, I can't just go out nowadays and do what I was doing before. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. I'm tempted to put the gray before the dark green. Oh, come here. That lid was tight, you guys. So, yeah, I I think I'm going to do like a video with like makeup, just to kind of show you guys. And plus I'm curious too. So let's bring the book back. Now I will pause between certain things that I do, obviously. Because I'll want to dry it. And ideally, like, so that's what they look like, you see? And then I still have 2, 4, 6 more spots if I wanted. And then I could put like however many, like, right? But if you're closing the lid, you really just want to keep it on one side. So I've got a clip here. I just don't know how shiny that is. Is it going to affect you guys? Okay. And then I've got the paint brushes. Here's my water in my jug. And I do have this Derwent sprayer, but it really doesn't matter what sprayer you have. It's just if you want to thin out the paints. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm just going to like throw down some color on the page. I don't know. Like at this moment in time, I just wanted to play with paints. So the paintbrush I think I'm going to go with is actually this 12 round. But I will try these ones too at some point, hopefully. Hopefully. And I've already taken up a half an hour. And this is what I tell you guys. Like, I don't know where this time goes. And you know what? I really don't want to pack today. I really do not. So let's try this first with no water. Let's see what color we can get out of that. Well, obviously, we need water. Now let's try it. Oh, I really like it. Of course, Daniel Smith is thebomb.com, you guys. Oh my goodness. Like, look at that color. That's like beautiful. If I was to wash it down anymore, let's see what it does. So, like, it really holds its color. It's quite surprising. Let's try this next one. And again, this next one is the how can you tell like I'm not like this paint expert, you guys? I can't even read it. La France Bourget Fine Gouache in the Carmine color. Let's see what this color's like. Wow, I love that. You don't need a whole lot of paint, you guys. Like, look at this. Like, that's just amazing color. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to be an artist here, you guys. You just come along and I'm just going to show you now what I do up here is just add more water. Yeah, you just come along and just, and then you get that crinkly, like, page when it's all dry. I love it. So let's see if I can somehow and not being much of a watercolorist to begin with, you guys, and I'm not. So I'm not even going to try to, you know, tell you otherwise. But I do want to get a color match here, because this color, right? Oh, look at it. Look at Love on the Others. You see it? Oh, I love it when it does that. Just like, that's what I mean. 3 instant flowers. 4. Didn't do anything. Like it just spreads itself so beautifully. Like that could be something else too. For example, let's take a little bit of this purple magenta. Why am I struggling with that? And we'll put a bit in there and then up here. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I have no plans. I'm not an artist, but what I do is just simply feel my way through things. That's all I do. My whole life. Now I'm gonna mix the paints here, which I really shouldn't. I should be doing it up here, so let's get that out of there. This sage is older, and I can tell because it's harder to work with, but that's fine. That's a beautiful color. Let's get some more. Let's really dig into it, bring it up. Oh, I love that color. Like it just I don't know what it reminds me of. Like it's very calming, and let's put some of this up here. Let's see what we can mix into it. We have this other green too, but I think this green would be like kind of a shock to it. Look at that. It like almost will bring like light down into the page. And this kind of looks like a spider now, which I don't want it to. So we're just gonna drag that over. And if you make a mistake, it's easy with watercolor. Look, you guys, up it comes. You just have to watch. And then if you have sponges like this, you just press them down. And it like will absorb what's on there. So what else did we not try? Let's try this color here. This beige. And I can see like it's already starting to dry in places. Which is amazing to me. Watercolor is designed. Now this is gouache, you guys. This is gouache. So like some of it's acrylic, which is drying really quick. Like this I think is why this one here is drying so quick. Acrylic will dry quick. Watercolor, you have more time. And that's the difference between the two, if I'm correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong, please. And please do. Like I really appreciate people taking the time and informing me of any misunderstandings or ignorances I might have, okay? So please don't feel bad if you're saying, oh, no. I'm a watercolor artist and gouache artist, and this is the difference. Please, I want to learn. So in order to learn, I need to learn from people who know, okay? So I love just to layer things. Now I'm looking and I'm trying to think, okay, well, how do I make a tree with the colors I have here? Because you guys know, I love the elements of nature in all of my art. It shows up all the time. When I was a little girl, I would take off and go into the woods. And it's funny because they made where I live now, they made a place called Bear Mountain. But like when I was a little girl, I lived in an area that was not near what they call Bear Mountain now. In behind, I called it Bear Mountain because I was sitting there as a little girl with a book on my lap, writing a story. inside of a little like cavern on this mountain. And at the time I was maybe, you guys will be shocked, but I was about 4. We were allowed to do that back then. And a bear poked his head in this cavern and looked at me. And I was young. I didn't even have time to be afraid, you guys. And it just sniffed the air and backed up and moved away. From that moment on, you guys, I've never been afraid of bears. I'm not afraid. It was like there was an understanding. Oh, you're here? Okay. I'll go. And I look back to it and I think, was I dreaming? Like, was that actually real? So I'm going to take this brush now, you guys, because for the most part, well, actually, I haven't used white. I better put some, like, colors on here from all of them before I switch brushes. That's the point. I think white was the last one that I didn't, just got on my hand. Yeah, I think white was the last one that I didn't really add to any of this yet. With this brush. Yeah, I really like gouache. And I've had some various different kinds of gouache. And like the Himi gouache is probably the most well-known of all the gouaches because of its, it kind of went viral there for a while in the art community. But the problem with it is there's too much of it. And because there's too much of it, it will mold. Gouache, you can only have it on a palette for so long, and you have to wash it off. So there's no point in squeezing out more than you need, because this will last like 2 weeks, maybe 15 days, as long as I'm checking on it. But if I'm not checking on it, then it will. By checking on it, I mean like throw it into somewhere and you know, and I've seen people try to take the mold out. Once mold is in something, you guys, it does not ever come out. There's always going to be a spore. So that was my 12 round Neptune brush. Let's try another one because I'm so curious on this brush here. This is the Princeton Oval Wash. And, you know, I don't have blue. So let's see how I can make blue. What makes blue? I don't have a black. Let's try these two. Let's try green. I don't know who's out on the street doing their thing, but that just makes a darker green. Okay. What would make that blue? Let's try this color. Somebody, oh, I think it's maintenance, like blowing leaves and stuff around. It's really funny. The weather today is really funny. Let's throw some gray into that. Okay, we're not getting blue yet, you guys. I don't know enough to this is not at all the color I want. I'm gonna have to really like change the color palette here. And I'm just like mucking it up at this point. Okay. Well, that's better than the Horde color it was, but it's still like a mucky mess. This is what I mean. It's like mud. So, but it's like a brown. Sorry about that. Whatever they're doing out there, they're doing. So yeah, I've made a brown, not a blue. So again, if you are looking at this color palette and screaming at me, saying, why didn't you use this color and this color? Please just comment on it, and then I know. I don't really want that one there. So we're gonna use my finger and paper towel. Now, let's get some light in here. Where's that yellow? This is the yellow. It doesn't really look like yellow, does it? It's a very... Oops, why is that brush not clean? The water's dirty, but still. That was... Oh, maybe this was the yellow. No. Did I not add the yellow? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, I'm going to see, because this yellow... This is the Naples yellow. Yeah, isn't that something? I don't know. It's more beige than yellow. So, but this green up here does like have light. I have to clean this brush, and this water's so dirty, you guys. But yeah, this green is really nice with this added to it. It like really adds some light contrast. As if the sun was coming down, and I really want the sun back. I know many people are in parts of the world that are having their summer, but you guys, like, I'm a summer baby. I love, absolutely love the heat. I just feel so much better in it. I've been really good this year, actually, and by that I mean like my sad symptoms are not here. Could be because like my brain's not firing in that direction. Instead, it's firing with all the other things that I've been like fixating on. It could be because there's a lot going on in my life. There simply is, and I'm doing a lot in my life to kind of try to overcome my sloth habits. For one, by sloth I simply mean I'm lazy, you guys. Like, if I can get away with not doing something, if only you guys knew. Like, I am so easily distracted, and I allow that to take over sometimes. I'm putting way too much of that color down, and it's showing. So I want to add some gray as contrast, just over the top, for no other reason except to add contrast. And again, these pages, I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, you guys. I'm just just trying different techniques. Somebody told me once, I was so flattered too. And that's like my ego, right? Which is bad. Bad, bad, bad. But somebody said, like, my videos are like the Bob Ross of planning because I put them to sleep. I'm just like, oh. And then you get horrid videos like yesterday's where I'm like ranting and raving and oh my God, you guys. However, I am very flattered. I'm going to take this brush now with some sticky tab on the back. Okay, what brush size is that? The 4 round. And I'm just going to add some details as much as I can with the 4 round because as you can see, it's still fairly big. And how am I going to do that? Well, let's try. The touch and go method, which is simply exactly that. Touch. And if you find it's too much paint, I always use my fingers. And then I go back in with a bit of water. Or like press it out. Because I had the consistency. Did you see that before? I had the consistency here. That was already laid. Okay, so there was way too much gray there. Let's use this huge brush and swipe it down. Now I'm just going for markings with this brush. And sometimes that's what the bigger brushes do. This is a gorgeous brush. Oh my gosh. Forget the little one. This one is just beautiful. Let's go back into this lovely pink. Wow. Look at the amazing effect this brush has. I'm losing my voice, but maybe it's because I'm in awe. Look at that effect. You guys, like, I'm in love with this Neptune brush. It's a square wash Princeton Neptune 3/4 inch. If you guys are painters, get this brush. I'm telling you, oh my goodness. So the only other thing I want to do is I want to put down a bit of white. Some like contrasty white. And it's a delicate process because like anything I do, I tend to either do too much or the paint is not quite dry. I've not used the dryer on it once, so I've just been layering, layering, layering. And it does need something here. But it needs to be dried, and this needs to be under because I really think it needs, first of all, there needs to be blue. I need to have a blue. And the only blue, like if I go into my watercolor box here, I've got some blues. So I'm going to cheat and take, what blue? Gosh, you guys, I can't even read, but I'll let you look at it. Those are my choices. I'm going to take this one here. It's backwards, okay. Purple, blue, blue. Yeah, this one. Test it on the paper. These are also Daniel Smith. And you'll see instantly how that blue will change the entire photo. Just need some blue down here too, but not too much. Where is that fine little guy? He's not there because I've left him in the water, which is silly. So this is where this little guy can come along. Because it needs like a river to add depth to the picture instantly. Do you see that? And then up here, I'm just going to add little pops of blue. Just to offset the other colors. Blue is an amazing color. You know, for years they didn't know the name for blue. They'd call it green, but they didn't know that blue itself was a color separate from green. So this picture here is most definitely undone. Now I've like completely switched into the watercolors and not to the gouache. The gouache was the base. And now I'm being sucked in with my beautiful like Daniel Smith watercolors, you guys. But I just want to show you how color and just a little bit of it changes viewpoints. So now that we've done that, let's look at the reds, okay? So we've got the pink up here. We've got the reds here and here. Now I like this one here. So I'm going to take this red and we're going to give this tree a bit of red. We're also going to bring the red down here. We're going to have to go back in for some gray, of course. And the other thing we need is like yellow. So we definitely need yellow. And like I said, folks, there's nothing about me, nothing at all, that is great at what I do, except that I love to do it. And for that, my effort score is great because I love doing it. And I think that's what really art is, isn't it? Art is love. Art gives us perspective on the beauty that we see every day in the world. If we take the time to look, it's there. And it's free for the taking. You just have to look. And then you come back and you have these visions in your eyes, and you might not be able to portray them with a brush. I mean, obviously, like it's pure scribble looking at it. But when this dries and I add another coat, or if I choose to, you know, take my pencil crayons, because I think I'm done as of now with this paint in this case, and I'm going to leave it open till it dries. Same with my palette here. I've had this palette now for a while, and it was well worth it. Call it my chocolate palette, and these were like olive gouache. It's a 10. But really, if you had like a really good yellow, this wasn't a good yellow. I wouldn't pick this yellow because it's too beigey, right? It's too like that. But you need, I would pick that. Gee whiz, my eyesight, you guys. Oh, hang on. You know, I can't read it, but if you read or snapshot that yellow there, the second one. Yeah, like that's what you need. You need a yellow, you need a red or a pink or whatever. You need a blue, and then like a dark color. And that will alter all of your colors. So what was missing from this palette was a black and a blue. So a perfect palette would have like 2 more, 12. But really, you only need 4, you know? And I'll do another video where I just do it with makeup, because I have makeup. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I didn't throw out that bag because I wanted to just do a video on it just to see, because it just seemed like a waste to throw it out. But that being said, I'm sure I've long passed my hour, you guys. I want to thank you guys for spending your time with me. I got to wash up these brushes. How long have I been? Yeah, it's just over the hour. I'm getting good at that. And then I'm going to come along with these pencil crayons in here. Maybe design something. I don't know. But the point is that this Tomoe River paper, look at that, you guys. It held up. Do you see that? To all that paint. How many layers did you see me put on there? A lot. And so that's basically it for me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Grab your art supplies. It doesn't matter what they are. And just make art. Just make art. Remember, we are all perfectly imperfect. You are loved, needed, and wanted, far, far more than you will ever know. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.